Hey dreamers and wanderers, welcome back to Dream and Wanderland and another and new episode of Dream and Wanderland, the podcast. And guess where I am? I'm at my new and second home base with this right here. So this is COLIVING SEMKOVO. We are currently renovating the whole building. And this is the first time since last summer that I visit this place and see how the renovations, especially of my apartment, goes, to see what kind of furniture can go in there and how they did the job and everything, and meet the other owners. So this is where I am, and look at this, the views over there. And there, one of those balconies is my one. So I'm pretty excited to see all that. Hey dreamers and wanderers, welcome to Dream and Wanderland, the podcast. This episode, as you already have seen in the first little part and clip of this episode, is all about my dream of having several home bases around the world where I can hop off, hop on, hop around and stay there whenever I want to, and have a couple of clothes there already that I can skip the whole suitcase packing episodes all the time. And yeah, so as you can see, I wear the very first t-shirt we got when we started this project with COLIVING SEMKOVO, and as you can see, I said yes first. Yeah, this is a combination of my dream, or a first step towards my dream. It's a start. It's a property that I own right now, and that I'm part of that project. And yeah, it's my very first home base besides my place here in Düsseldorf. And yes, I'm already back in my home because the weekend is over and I didn't manage to record the entire episode in Semkovo. However, I recorded a few videos, a little bit of walkthroughs through the building, so that I can actually show you a little bit about that entire thing there. It's I still love it. I'm still excited about it. It's so beautiful. And maybe we could also see my apartment that I have seen now in a renovated status. And yeah, so this is the episode about my dream, the project, and yeah, I mean, it's not only my dream. The person that started that whole project has his vision himself, and yeah, we are kind of part of that vision, and everyone who's taking part in that project has its own imagination, its own vision, dreams, wishes, desires that he or she want to or wish to be fulfilled, at least a little bit, with that project. So I'm very happy that I learned about this project at the very first stage, because it's so special and extraordinary to me to be part of that project from the very beginning and see the entire progress. And yeah, so this is the episode. I will soon start talking about it from the beginning, how it worked out, and so how it happened as well. So I hope you like it, and if you do so, feel free to leave me a like, comment if you have, especially if you are interested in being part of that project the one way or another, as an owner or a guest later the year. Then feel free to leave some questions in the comments. subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here a little bit longer. So yeah, and let's start. So I just begin at the very beginning. I start with my dream. I have a couple of dreams and I already had some that I already made happen. And although I wasn't aware of that I actually made them happen, that I created that. Yes, I did stuff, but I didn't really believe that there's more possible for me. That was a couple of years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago now, like 2021, I guess, I started with that entire journey. And yeah, so also for me, I needed to be part of a coaching program to actually try to connect with myself again, to connect with my dreams, my wishes, how I want my life to be, and things like that. So I needed help with that as well, and actually learn again how to dream and really to dream and dream big and have big visions, how crazy they might sound. And it really helped me to be in such kind of container where, yeah, together with like-minded people who have similar mindsets, or I don't want to say issues, but because it's, anyways. In the end, we all went out of that program with a vision that we have and the permission that we gave ourselves to dream big, and no matter how many dreams are already fulfilled, to continue to dream. And yeah, so one of those dreams I developed over that time and still have is actually having home bases. So far I envision at least, so at that time when this Co-Living Semkovo project came into my life, I had 3 places in my mind, in my imagination, that I dreamt of and where I wanted to have those home bases. For each quarter of a year, one of those home bases. So the first one was for the first quarter, I wanted to have a little townhouse in Philadelphia. There's my Philadelphia love again. The second quarter, I envisioned my little yellow house that I found already in 2014, where I stayed 5 days of vacation there on Eleuthera Island, Bahamas. So far I haven't found it again, so I still hope that it's still existing. However, whether that or something even better, I'm open and to receive that and working towards it. And for the fourth quarter, I envisioned a beach house in Montauk, New York, Long Island. So these were the 3 places that I envisioned so far. But there was something missing for the third quarter, for summer. So I didn't know where I wanted to be in the third quarter. So as a placeholder, I thought, okay, the 3 months, sometime I need to have some time for actually traveling. So, I mean, nothing is fixed. This is just a kind of vision where I want to have such kind of home bases. Well, the third quarter needs to be filled at that time, and this is when so a lot of incidents or coincidences, and maybe some others would call it destiny. I applied to be volunteer at Bansko Nomad Fest, which started its journey to success already in 2020, I think it was. Was it 20? Yeah, it was the COVID year. So I wanted to be there helping them and actually be in that digital nomad bubble, because at that time me and my travel blog thought we want to be digital nomads. You see, it is still in the very beginning of my journey of this self-development, personal development. The whole thing, the whole journey. So I applied to be a volunteer at Bansko Nomad Fest. Due to COVID, it didn't work out for me, at least. The Nomad Fest took place with a couple of people who attended in that year. But I remained on the newsletter list. And the guy who started not only co-working Bansko, but also the Bansko Nomad Fest, Matthias Zeitler, who, he is the main visionary for this project here, for COLIVING SEMKOVO. One day he sent out a newsletter where he stated that he wants to build even more than what he already has built in Bansko with his co-founders at the time and partners there. He has that vision of an entire co-living space where people actually live together, have their own apartments there on the one hand side, and on the other side build together a group to run the co-working and the common areas, and together build like a community built from and for a community. So that I'm bad in repeating his own words, but he always says he wants to build a nomad utopia where all the nomads have at least part-time basis. So obviously when it's when they own the place, then they at all time can choose how long they want to stay, but the common nomad, digital nomad, however you want to call it, usually stays maybe between 1 and 3 months somewhere in average. Some stay longer, some stay shorter. But together they will run the entire project together in as a community, now it is a cooperative as a legal form, and everyone who owns an apartment is also part of that cooperative, and we together decide what happens with the communal spaces, and really already have a little community, the community of the owners, and it's already is a living project already. So that newsletter about what his dream is, what his vision is, and if someone from his list is interested in that program, that we could register to hear even more of it, and be updated whenever there's something new, and when he finds a project, a building or whatever that we could use for that. So this is how I got into the project, via a newsletter list. And this was like 3 years ago or so. The first attempt was trying to build a co-living in Bansko as such, because he already had that kind of community built up with co-working Bansko, so why not making a next step from there. That didn't really work out for several reasons, but he promised to keep going and keep looking, keep searching, and I think it was 1 year later he found something. Another newsletter came into my inbox where he said, "Hey, I found something in the mountain range, in the Rila Mountains, in Semkovo. There's this old, kind of abandoned hotel resort that was originally built for the communist party people back in end of the 80s, 1980s. Yeah, so it's not in use, but still in good shape, and it's a beautiful building with good substance, and it's looked perfect and very affordable for that size of a building. So yeah, he presented that as the new place for his vision, and from there the story continued. We had our first Beckers weekend where some interested people came together and looked at the building, walked through it, discussed what we could do, what is needed to bring that whole project from the ground. Yeah, and very soon it was, okay, not very soon, but I can't remember that anymore. It's so fast and already so long at the same time. It's crazy. Yeah, the first Beckers meetup at the place met already a lot of interested people who wanted to invest in the whole project, who wanted, yeah, those crazy people who would take the risk and share this vision of Matthias. And yeah, for me personally, it fit all my boxes on my dream. I wanted to, for me personally, those home bases that I envisioned they should be nice looking, cozy, however I envision it. I wanted to be able to stay there when I want. At the same time, I wanted to have someone who actually take care of cleaning, housekeeping, maintenance, managing potential rents when I'm not there. I mean, it doesn't need to be empty the entire time. The plan was also to rent it out when I'm in the times that I'm not there, and this needs to be managed. And when I'm not there, I can't manage it, so I would need someone. So everything came together in that project. That's why this is kind of my motivation to be part of that project. Not only that I have my own place where I could come whenever I want, when it's free, then I can block it for myself. At the same time, when I'm not there, it will be rented out via the cooperative who take care of maintenance, housekeeping, management, rental systems, and all the things. They take care of it, so it will be rented out without me being on site. Perfect. It will be an additional income stream that again will support another dream of mine of being financial free. First start. You need to start somewhere, right? Yeah. And the good thing is, and maybe I'm a little bit all over the place with this episode, with hopping from one topic to the other. That's I hope it's fine for you, but I try to keep my stuff together. If you have questions, feel free to put them into the comments. I will answer them. if you're interested in the project as well, I put the links into the description box so that you can have a look what it is about and how it works and so on. So what I wanted to say, on the one hand side, I have my own apartment. I can rent it out. I have my home base. On the other side, and this is the clue about the whole project, as soon as you own an apartment, you earn the right to be in the cooperative. And this cooperative, besides having some people who really take care of the day-to-day business, but we as owners are still part of that cooperative, and all really important decisions are made by us as members of the cooperative. We have our CEO, we have our chairman, we have our boards that control what the chairman is doing, we have our control board that is controlling finances and all the stuff. So it is a proper organization. And yeah, but as we all are members of the cooperative, we also share the win. As soon there is a win. At the moment, there is nothing to be shared because everything is invested into developing the communal spaces like co-working spaces, communal kitchen, restaurant, a grocery store. We plan to have a laundry area where we could do our laundry, a gym. The pool needs to be repaired again. The technic parts of it needs to be replaced and so on. So all that things needs to be developed, and the building needs to be renovated and remodeled at some areas, and all those things that is at the moment in development. And this is where all the available money goes at the moment, to salary of the construction teams and so on. But as soon everything is done and we are up and running and operating and guests come, and this place will be filled with even more life as it is right now, then there is a potential for some wins, and these wins might be shared if the members of the cooperative decide so, can be shared as dividends to all the members based on their square meters they own in the building, because you could have, of course, more apartments than only one, but you only earn one right to be part at the cooperative. So sounded perfect for me, and the best was that it was in comparison to, for example, a property here in Germany. It is super affordable. For the same size of such an apartment in Semkovo, I would pay here at least 5 times more than I pay there. So for me, as someone who is a burnt child with investing, trusting people with my money, so anyways, old stories from when I was younger and trusted people at banks, for example, to invest my money into funds or whatever. So I'm a little bit burned there. I'm working on my money mindset as well since 2021, I guess, which led me to the fact that I'm now brave enough to want to be part of such a project. And yeah, but it's for me, it sounds perfect for making a start into that direction of having several home bases, starting with creating my financial freedom with everything that I envisioned for my life in the future. And this future is starting right now and has already started a couple of years ago. So I'm on that way of creating something special. And yeah, so as I said, it's a little bit of a combination of my own dreams and this project. But yeah, this is what this podcast is about, right? To talk about dreams, my dreams, the dreams of other people, and maybe at one time, maybe I can ask. Let me know in the comments if you are interested in having a little interview with Matthias about his dream and a little bit about the project as such. Feel free to let me know if you want to know more about that. Yeah, I guess the most important message, as always, is for me to let you know that it's worth. The TH is always a struggle for me. Yeah, but it's worth to follow your dreams, to believe that things are possible for you, to really believe that as crazier as it gets, the better it is, because this is what really makes you being excited about something, that makes you really stand up every morning and do the things, really follow them and follow the steps and the little breadcrumbs all around that will lead you to something bigger, and really step up for what you want. Don't be stopped by any fears, like me, my money fears and all the stuff, losing all my money, getting homeless, OMG, all that stuff. Don't let that stop you from following your dreams. And opinions from other people, if they say this is a crazy, risky thing to do, yeah, maybe, but it's still my choice to try that. And if I believe in something, usually I have that gut feeling, and I have the first attempt, for example, with the co-living in Bansko, where we already found a project, but it didn't work out. I didn't follow through with that one because of my gut feeling. So, just a little background. At that time, we were already like that short before really signing the contract of buying that building. And in a very short notice, the project lead, the project of the building, the project organization behind there, the contractor, I don't know the correct vocabulary for that. I mean, the war in the Ukraine already started, and we all knew that this will have an impact. And that guy, I mean, he had the time to raise that already, like month before the contract was ready, that the prices will raise or will increase. And he didn't say anything, and just right before the signatures were made on the contracts, that came up, that prices will raise. And then the question was, do we want to follow through with that or let it go and look further? And I, for myself, I really had a bad feeling. And this, I don't know. For me, this was not a nice behavior to let people wait until they want to sign the contracts, to let them know that the prices will increase. And I mean, if it's happening like that, and at that moment, what might happen afterwards? Because that building that was available there was not finished yet. It needed to be finished, and I mean, what might happen there? So that was the first attempt with another building in Bansko, and as I said, this didn't work out. So I'm pretty happy that Matthias found this building in Semkovo now, and my feeling about that was completely different. It was very positive, very exciting, there was such kind of trust already, like some kind of knowing that this will work out one way or the other. In the end, I still have, even if the whole co-living vision project wouldn't work out, I would still have my own apartment there, and I can go up there whenever I want, just without the opportunity of that someone else will rent it out for me, or having potential dividends through the cooperative and the co-living, the co-working areas. But I will still have my own apartment and my own home base. And if I want to, I still can rent it out, and I just need to figure out how I want to do it. So the feeling in regards of Semkovo was already very positive. So I eventually decided to say yes. And say yes as one of the first ones who say yes. And that was like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. Timelines not existing in my world anymore, so bear with me when the years as such are a little bit all over the place. So a couple of us signed those contracts of buying an apartment, or want to buy an apartment. We needed a certain amount of people who say yes to actually move forward with the entire project and to actually buy the building and to really start that project. So a couple of months later, we reached that milestone to have enough people who want to invest into the whole thing, that are crazy enough to believe in one person, literally, Matthias himself, and to share a little bit of similar mindset of a little bit of, yes, it is a risk. It's a huge project, it's a huge building, it can happen a lot, especially when so many people are potentially involved in decisions. And we are facing a lot of discussions, a lot of heated discussions, but at some point we always find together. And so little update where we stand right now. So the building as such consists of 3 blocks, 2 apartment blocks, block A and block B, and 1 common area block where all the community stuff will happen, where also at the times where it was a hotel, the restaurant, where the hangout areas, the bars, the discos, everything. So we already sold apartment block A fully. We are now almost done with renovating all the apartments, so the crew is already on floor 2 and 1, so we started from the top to the bottom. So 6, 5, 4, 3 is fully renovated, and floor 2 and 1 are in progress right now. Parallel to that, the block C, where the common areas are, we have a communal kitchen now, and currently we are working on the bar, the restaurant, and the co-working spaces, of course. Anything else right now? We already have a couple of furniture examples in the building. One of them just arrived on the day when I record this episode, to see even more samples of what we could put into the apartments eventually. In regards of block B, it's sold almost fully at that time. At the recording of this video, we have 50 apartments left that are waiting for their owners. So if you're interested in investing, feel free to have a look at those apartments. The link, as I said, is down below this video in the description box. And we already had a couple of owners meetings, owners weekends, owner general assemblies, regular board meetings where all the important stuff is discussed. We have very active communication on WhatsApp and our official decision-making platform. Yeah, so it's already alive somehow, although we can't really live in our apartments yet because furniture and a couple of minor things are still missing. Power, for example, is still not ready for the apartment blocks. Yeah, but to see the progress from like 2-3 years ago to today, where it's literally, we are almost done, we can almost move in. It's so amazing. And it already, so when on Friday, when I picked up the car from the airport and drove towards Semkovo, as soon as I left the autobahn and saw these mountains, although it weren't the Rila mountains yet, but it already started like coming home, driving home. That was already an awesome feeling for me. And eventually meeting all the people again that I met already 2 or 3, 4 times over those 2 and 3 years. So for me personally, it feels already like a family, with hanging out together, love each other as much as we hate each other sometimes, because a lot of people, a lot of opinions, a lot of strong opinions, but somehow, one way or the other, we always manage to stay positive and share this vision and come always back to the vision that we want to make that entire project alive and up and running and become successful. And this is beautiful. That's what I love about this whole community already. And yeah, I mean, the area around, it's very remote. In Semkovo there are a few other hotels that are mostly active during winter season because of all the snow and ski possibilities and winter sports action. And yeah, but that's pretty much it. Anything from there, that it's only nature, and this is what I love as well, that it's really remote. For my little inner hermit, this is really paradise, kind of. And yeah, so I think that's it, what I wanted to tell. Behind this part, I will add a couple of mini clips from the building, and maybe I manage to make some voiceovers. If not, then I'm sorry for that, but I'm not very techy here. Yeah, just to show you what I have seen during that weekend, and to show you the progress and the building as such, and so that you can have an impression and not only me talking about it. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did talking about it. It's the very first time that I actually talk about that, especially that long in public. I mean, I mention it here and there all the time, but really talk about it in such an extent is new to me as well, and it's very exciting. Yeah, so every information I will put into the show notes, into the description box, wherever and on which platform you are. You will find it there. If you're interested in the project as such, links are there. You could also put your questions or comments or whatever into the comment section. Yeah, feel free to follow me, follow this channel. Besides the podcast, you will also have some tarot readings every week, and because I'm into tarot as well, and I do that as part of my business. Yeah, and that's it. Feel free to join me on this channel, follow me, don't miss any further episodes, and maybe we see each other in person sometime in Semkovo, Co-Living Semkovo. And yeah, as a guest or a co-owner. And with that in mind, I would say thank you for listening and see you very soon in the next episode. And yeah, happy manifesting your dreams. And this is our courtyard. There in the front we will have some bonfires. There's a bonfire place which we just, and yeah, the entire courtyard is cleaned out with all the grass and bushes and everything. And right there below, this is the pool area. So inside there is a pool, an indoor pool, and here we will have some sunbeds and maybe at some point an outdoor jacuzzi. Who knows what the future brings. Okay, we are now inside the building. Here is our lobby area with Christmas tree, artwork, and here we come to our communal kitchen with a lot of workstations for a lot of people who want to cook together or alone. Both is possible. We already have everything. Very nice. A few things are still missing, but the things, ovens, fridges, storage is already there. So ready to cook. And we're back in the lobby area with our Christmas tree. You can see it there. Santa was here, so no worries. It's remote, but Santa will find us here. Back there will be some workspaces. The restaurant, it's still under construction, so we won't see it here. It's a beautiful view. Look at those mountains in the back there. Workplace. All those pictures that you could see on the walls. We have found in the building, actually. We just had an art exhibition for those artworks from local artists, and yeah, it's so cool to find that in the building and actually use that. Down there you see some future workplaces we are still experiencing. Here we have a couple of samples for potential furniture that we will have in our apartments. And yeah, so mirrors, shelves. Here's a potential kitchen for those apartments that choose to have a kitchen. Some beds. This is Francesco testing one of the beds.
It's not so bad.
And Anna, who's filming that. Both are owners from the very first hour. So let me know which bed you would prefer. Maybe I choose. Yeah, I still don't know which one. Here we have our chairman, Matthias, the man with the vision, who started the whole thing. And he just gives us a tour and give us an update on what is going on where and what is the status, and showing us the artwork from the local artists that we found here in the building. And yeah, all those guys are actually owners. Are some of the artworks. It's still there, you can still with it. And here we are in my apartment. This is me who sees it for the first time. Not sure what to think about, but yeah, exciting. I mean, I see it for the first time in a renovated status. It's no comparison to what it looked before, with no floors, with the old furnitures from ancient times, my balcony, the view I have, west side view. And this is it from the tour. This is here our entrance, the main entrance actually, and the view. This is pretty much the view that I will have from my balcony as well. So yeah, if you liked it, if you like the building, if you like this episode, feel free to leave me a like, give me a comment, a feedback, questions maybe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything, any updates in the future. And yeah, so happy to have you here and see you in the next video. Bye.